Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have another video here. This time is on a computer that was here before a couple of weeks ago. This is Matt Predmore, DME from a Mini Cooper. Let me just read the information 1 second. So it's 2011 Mini Cooper Clubman. I have all the information pulled out in here, as you can see right there. I am looking at his full codes. I have did extensive um, homework as far as looking information. This is the ones that I got before. For the ones that didn't see the first video, those are the signals that I use at first. And I'm also looking at the fuel pump in pin 11. This is pin 11. I just wrote that in here really quickly. I have, as I said, ignition in pin number 1. B plus is pins 42 and 2, grounds in 53, 3 and 4, ignitions also in 5, 6, 18 and 30, and then the wake up in pin 19. Those all in the connector X6 3 zeros and 4. And then we have PT can, which in this case I'm connecting it through a resistor 120 ohms, and then through the OBD port. Like that I can communicate with the scanner using the PT can because I don't have the gateway. And then the fuel pump just to see the activation. Connectors, so you know which one is X6304 will be, we have two 53 pin connectors, and then a small one, the X60004 is the first one. Then we have X60211, and then X60212, the small one, as you can see on the pictures as well. All right, pinouts. I showed this on the first one, but yeah, these are all the pinouts from all the connectors on this computer. I also had a colored wire diagram. I got also downloaded the main supply powers and grounds for the DME, which DME on this vehicle will be A630. And again, the connectors that I just explained before, powers and grounds and everything is in here. I went over to see the fuel pump activation and how it's controlled. So the DME is applying a ground control for the relay and then controls the fuel pump if this is the setup that he has, which I think it is because when I activate it, it works. Um, Again, that's pin 11. Then we have the accelerator pedal position sensors. We have two grounds on pins 47 and 44 of the DME. Just click in here so this doesn't go to sleep. And then we have two powers, two fiber reference on pin 20 and pin 46, all those in the same connector, and then on 04 on the computer. And then we have two signals on pins 34 and 35. This is for the pedal position sensor. Then we have also the values that the computer is looking to see. This is all original information, as you can see, coming from Air B&W Mini Cooper information. And these are the values the computer is expecting to see at neutral position with no, no pedal actuated, and then full throttle position when the pedal is fully actuated. Also, I have the air supply wire diagram. In this case, all I'll be looking for is for the actuator wires. We have on these ones, all I really care in here is for the two signals, the two potentiometers, total position sensor. I'm not looking at the movement of the motor, at least not for what he describes that he has an issue. So these two are the signals, 10 and 11. I have all those now connected in here. I have multimeter checking in one of the fiber reference. I checked the other ones; they're both active. And then he sent me. Am I gonna have to cover some of this stuff because all his personal information is in here? So give me just 1 second to bend the paper over. So we will just see. His concern is a crank no start, and I think he might have a problem on the vehicle. Reason why I say that, okay, so these are the fault codes that he has described. I asked him to send me a diagnostic report. He did, and he just sent me this. And this is what it comes a little hard to help somebody sometimes because just two fault codes is not the whole picture. I need to have a freeze frame. I need to have some more information. I can also show you that his concern when the first time the computer came here Uh, I work in his paperwork, so we don't see his information. But yeah, when he came first here, the DME, Marcus original, he sent two computers to be repaired. The bed DME was damaged by having the ground wire for the coils disconnected on the valve cover while attempting to start a car, and it no longer responds on the CAN bus when scanning the vehicle. Prior to this, the vehicle hard will be hard to start when warm, unknown if related. So he had that issue, the hard to start before, but it was only when warm. I guess that's all I can see from here. Now he said it's a crank no start, and he said the fuel pump is not working. One thing that I did now, like I said, I'm providing the signals for those four sensors, so the pedal position sensors and the actuator for the throttle, and they're all there. And now, so if we look for these full codes, 2B4A and 2BD2, they're not here. I went and erased the codes. These are the only codes that come back. You might say, oh, 2BDB. No, 2BD2. So it's a completely different number. And the reason these codes are like this now is because of the values that I am supplying to those sensors. The computer is not liking because it's not running and it's seeing decent, but it's throwing something else. What is that telling me? If it's throwing different fault codes than the one he was experiencing first, that means there is nothing wrong with the computer. There's something wrong in the vehicle. I can go over to actuations as well. And actuations, I can go over to fuel pump, and I have rigged the fuel pump here. You got my always trusty test light. So I'm just going to, it says fuel pump only with engine off, and we press in here, and then when I click and activate, the light will come and it did. I can turn it on, off, on. So the signal, the computer has complete control of everything. 5-volt references are right there, perfect. I can go even to OBD2, and let me do this with you guys because it's very important for him to see this as well. I just see that I'm a little full, so that's why I'm hard breathing. All right, so we're gonna get out of here. For those that haven't used the top down, when you want to go over to like the list of vehicles and everything, because they don't show you that here, like, okay, where do I go? Auto scan is like, to let the computer, the scanner do the auto scan for you. But when you go here, you can select manually. And we're gonna go over to OBD. This is the generic side because if I go over to the original side, you cannot see the signals. I don't know why BMW does this all the time. It's like, and I experienced that even with ISTA. You will not be able, oops, sorry, that was very abrupt. Sometimes you cannot even see some of the sensor values because the engineers in BMW think that mechanics, we are dumb, and they're the only ones that know all the truth, let's say. So they give you a test plans, and then after the test plan is completed, they give you a result, pass or fail, replace. So we are a person that has no intelligence, so they just tell you to replace something, even though they don't really calculate the whole thing. And a lot of mechanics in the dealer end up replacing parts, and a car is not fixed. And yes, on the dealer, they might be able to do that because, they got all the parts stores in there, it's their own parts. The engineer recommended that. It didn't fix the car. They don't charge the customer. They just replace the part, and then, okay, that didn't fix it. And they open a Puma request, which is a request for the engineer to jump in and help the technician diagnose the vehicle. And that's when it comes very expensive because they start throwing parts out of the car until they find out what it is. I don't like to do that. None of us, not dealer mechanics and diagnosticians, we don't like to do that. We like to see the sensor values. We like to see what we're doing, and then give the the right recommendation to the customer, and then fix the vehicle. So this is exactly what I'm doing in here. All right, so let's stop a little bit of talking, and then let's see this. So we're going to go over to live data, and I'm going to show you that indeed the computer is reading the values. Right now, as you can see, I got everything in almost 100% throttle position and pedal position. And I can change that. I'm going to just change. These are, in here I'm using this for the, even though it says TPS, I'm using this for the pedal and those upper ones for the throttle. So I'm going to change the throttle, sorry, the pedal. Let me just get my glasses out. And as you can see, E is now going down. And if I bring the other one down, you can see that now D is also going down. I can bring it down to 3%. And this will set some motor fault codes. And I'm going to show you that I can duplicate his concern. Let me bring now these throttle positions to, I think the minimum I can go with B is like 6% or so. So let me do everything to 6%. But as you can see, the computer is reading the values. So it's nothing wrong with anything internally in the computer. I would like to have a pedal position sensor or the pedal, and then also the throttle actuator, so I can completely, prove that it's nothing wrong in here. It might be his pedal position sensor, I mean his pedal, the throttle actuator, something else is in there. Well, as you can see right now, there is only one. There's a little high. Is that upper one? Yeah, let me go over all to 667, around there. So, okay, now, as you can see, they're reading. If I go back to faults and read fault codes, now we're going to have different fault codes, most likely. Let me actually erase the fault codes and read fault codes. See, right now we got switch D, pedals, position sensor, switch D low, E, circuit high, throttle actuator 8, motor open. Well, it's not connected. But again, we don't have anything to do with the fault codes that he had at first. And these are generic fault codes. In order to get the same numbers that he had before, I will have to go over to the OEM part. But I want to show you that if I go back to the same values that we had before, let me put these glasses here that are about to fall. I'm going to put everything to 4 volts again. So maximum in everything as I had it before. And I'm going to erase the fault codes. Clear fault code. Sometimes you have to switch the key, and not sometimes, but all these BMW Mini Coopers always request that, because as you can see now, still, but you see now we got switch A circuit. That's it. All right, so let's clear the fault codes, and we're going to turn the computer off. Wait like 10 seconds. Read fault codes. And now we got different fault codes. Now we got only circuit A and circuit E. So that is exactly what I'm trying to prove in here. Again, going out of these, going again into the OEM part. The communication with the computer is perfect. It's no issues at all. You'll see that we'll recognize the VIN number pretty quickly. And it's A7786, the last digits. So A7786, so that's perfect. We're going to go to quick access. And since I don't have the gateway connected, I have to manually select the vehicle, even after already see the VIN number. The scanner, even though it's not really a part of the car, was made to be connected to the gateway. So that's why sometimes it takes a little longer, because it's trying to communicate with the gateway and then going to correct way of the protocol for communication. And that is just normal if you're doing a bench test like this. It's going to take a little longer. I might even erase a little bit of this, but we'll see. As you can see, the firmware reference is constant, and I might even replace that voltage regulator again for him, just for the sake of like trying to help him out. But I don't really see anything wrong with this computer, at least not here. All right, so we're gonna manually select. It's a mini. Yeah, we're gonna go to drive, engine, computer, continue, read full codes. And again, we don't have any of the full codes. So his codes were 2B4A. Let's look for 2B4A. Not here, right? And the other code was 2BD2. 2BD2, not here. So again, if I can erase his fault codes here, means that the problem is where? Here? No, the problem is where? On his car. So yeah, Matt, this is a proof that your problem is on the vehicle. I checked both of the firewall reference in here, and I can actually, let me stop the video 1 second. All right, what I want to do, just stop 1 second so I can put the camera right there, and I'm going to get the pins for where I am connected. Right now on the accelerator pedal, and I am in thinking pin 46. All this in connector X60004, 53 pin connector. I mean either on 46 or in pin 20. Let me just double check that because I got to be careful. I got a lot of stuff connected. So my firewall reference is this yellow wire, and I have it connected here. As you can see, the firewall reference is there. Gotta be very careful. So yeah, this is pin 42, 3, 4, 5 points. Yep. So this is pin 46. So I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to go to pin 20. So we got 18, 19, pin 20 is right here. That's the other firewall reference. And as you can see, it's perfect. It's right there. So both of the firewall reference for the throttle body, sorry, for the pedal position sensor or the pedal, accelerator pedal module are here. And that is coming from the actual voltage regulator. So I don't really see anything wrong with this. Um, I'm going to open the computer, and I'm going to replace that just for the sake of um, you know, helping him out. But I don't really I don't really see anything wrong with this. I'm going to stop the video here and open the computer, and then I will do the replacement of that with you guys on the video. All right, so stay tuned. Be right back. Outside the video, I connected now the meter because I was using the ground on the actual simulator. I am now connecting the ground of the multimeter to the sensor ground coming from the computer just to make sure that we are not missing them. Ground removing the ground. Not sure. Yes, you guys can see it here. So this is now the ground in there. So we got perfectly 5 volts. I just still think that we have absolutely no issues with this computer, and his issues are in the car because I don't see anything wrong in here. All right, so let me turn this computer off. You can see I just did, and let me open it up. All right, be right back.